Okay guys, right now we're going to go ahead and review our test taking skills. So we're going to start off with question number 1. These are strategies that I want to see done during your test. So number 1 reads, the decimal model below is shaded to represent the weight of a rainbow trout. So here's the model. So the first thing that you guys should be doing is right next to the model, you should be writing the number next to it. So next to the model, an equal sign. And don't forget your decimal place value chart. So here's the decimal point, 1 space back, that's the tenths. Next space back, that's the hundredths. And then in front of the decimal would be the O for the ones, the whole numbers. Now in your picture, we know that we have one whole group because it's completely shaded in. So in the ones, it's right there, ones. So now I'm already done with this picture. Now I look over here, the tenths. I look at the rods. How many rods are shaded in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is 9 rods shaded in. Now I look at the tiny squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 hundredths right there. Now I go to my question, and remember, underline your question. Which shows the weight of the trout written in word form. Circle important information in that question. What am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for the weight of the trout in word form. So read this number to yourself, and the way you say it is the way you write it. 1, and remember the decimal point is and. 1 and 97 hundredths. So let me get rid of silly answers first and read them carefully. 197 and, well, no, because there's no 197. So letter A is my silly answer. Another silly answer is letter B. 1 and 97 tenths. No, it ain't 1 and 97 tenths. You end at the hundreds. So because of this, that's why letter B is wrong. Letter D. 19 and 7 tenths? Nope. 19 and 7 tenths will look like this. 19 and 7 tenths. That's what that letter is telling me. Nope, that's not letter D. So my only answer is going to be letter C. 1 and 97 hundredths. Letter next to the number, and be sure you bubble in it on your Scantron where it says test taking skills, number 1. So we're going to jump to number 3 right here. So number 3 reads, Macy shaded the model to represent the number of fruit chews that were left in a package. Alright, so here's the model, and like I told you, next to the models you should always be writing the number. So let's put an equal sign, and let's put our decimal place value chart. So there's my decimal point. I go 1 space back, that's the tenths. I go another space back, that's the hundredths. And in front of the decimal should be the O for the ones. So now I look at my picture. So as you can see, this picture are the rods. So that means these are the tenths. So in the hundredths, I'm not dealing with anything. I can put a 0 in the hundredths. Now let me count how many are shaded in. 1, 2, 3. 3 hundredths. In the ones place, I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 because I don't have any squares that are fully shaded in. I'm going to put a 0 there. So there's my number. It's 0 and 3 tenths. It'll look like this, or it could look like this. Decimal. Maybe put a tenths place. 3 right there. 3 tenths. In the ones place, I can still put a 0. They mean the same thing because the 3 is still in the tenths place. So it could look like this or like that. Okay. And again, the shaded pieces right here in this story, the shaded pieces represent, or they show, the number of fruit chews that were left in the package. So the shaded pieces means the ones that were left over. Now you go to your question. Underline your question. Which decimal represents the amount of fruit chews Macy had left over? And remember, go back to the introduction of the story. The leftover pieces were the ones that were shaded. So make side notes. Again, during your test, make side notes. That's going to help you better understand the story. So now we're looking for basically this number, 3/10. 3/10. So if I look over here, I can get rid of silly answers. Letter B. This is not 3/10. Look where the 3's at. It's in the ones place. That means you have 3 whole groups shaded in fully, like $3. That one's wrong. Letter C. Look at the 3. There is 3 whole groups. That's what it's telling me. Your picture does not have 3 whole groups that are shaded in. So letter C is gone. Letter A. 0 and 3/10. If I'm unsure, if I put this answer in my place value chart, that's the ones. This is my tenths. So you see how the 3's in the tenths like I did it earlier? So maybe this could be my answer. And be careful because this is a deadly question, none of the above. But in this case, my answer is definitely there. It's letter A. And then letter under the number. Be sure you bubble this in on number 3 on test taking skills. Okay, so now we're going to go to number 2. And let me show you the strategies for this one. We have the coins in this problem here. And it reads, Nancy shaded the model as shown below. So before I even read my question, I'm going to go ahead and write the number next to the model. So every model, there should be a number to it. So let me put my decimal place value. This is the tenths. And here would be the hundreds. And in front of the decimal would be the ones. Okay. So then now I try to figure out the number in this model. So there's 0 ones. Now let me see how many rods I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 tenths. And then the little squares, the hundreds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right there, 46 hundredths. Or since I'm dealing with money, it would be 46 cents. Okay. So let me read the question over here. I underline it. Which of the following amounts of money represents this decimal model? So what I'm looking for is, I'm trying to find this number in change. So let me circle looking for the amounts of money and then this decimal model. So remember here we need to do our Harry Larry's. So right next to the letters, I'm going to write the amounts of money that are next to them. So here is my quarter. So let me do my Harry Larry's. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. That's a penny right here. Boom. So this number here would be 46 cents. Remember, you can also draw the numbers, the amount next to the coins. And that'll help you keep track of what you have. So it's 46 cents, so it looks like this could be my answer, but let me go check the other ones. Let me do my Harry Larry's for letter G. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now the dime. 30, 35. The nickel. 40. That's a penny. 1, so this would represent 41 cents. Letter H. My 2 dimes, I have a nickel, and I have a penny. So let me do my Harry Larry's. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, plus 1 is 26 cents. Right here, the quarter, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. A nickel, 30, and 2 pennies, 31, 32. So this would be 32 cents. And so write the amount of the money next to the letters and then try to find the right one, and you'll see that the right one is letter F. So all of these are incorrect. Letter next to the number, be sure you bubble in for number 2. But before you do, guys, please be sure that you count your money correctly. Count your money at least 3 times and be sure that it's the same amount. Count your money. So number 4 is going to read, Fiverr paid 59 cents for a pen, which shows the value of the digit 5 in the amount Fiverr paid in dollars. Okay, so the first sentence reads, Fiverr paid 59 cents for a pen. I'm going to skip the word for, but for a pen. Right here is where I'll stop. So I'm going to go ahead and circle 59 cents. And it's written in word form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that word form into standard form. There's 59 cents right there. And remember, underneath it, do your place value chart. Tenths, and the 9 is in the hundreds. Now what I'm going to do is finish my question. I'm going to underline where it says which. Which shows the value of the digit 5 in the amount the Viber paid in dollars. So I want to know the value of the digit 5 that she paid in dollars. So from here, go ahead and circle your 5 digit, and you see how you're going to put it in expanded form? So you do this in expanded form first, and then look at your answer. So since I'm talking about the tenths, that means I'm talking about the coin, the dimes. So I'm going to put decimal 10. If I was talking about the hundreds would be like your pennies. So it'd be decimal 01. Okay? So I know first I'm not talking about the hundreds. I'm talking about the digit 5 because that's what it says in the question. So let me put this in expanded form. It would be 5 times, since it's in the tenths place, it'd be decimal 10. That's what I'm looking for. Now if I go over here, look at letter F. You see how there's no decimal point? It says 5 times 10. That means I'm talking about the tens place value, the whole number tens. I don't have anything in the whole number tens. Remember, this would be my ones, this would be the tens. There ain't nothing here. So that one's gone. Look over here, letter G. It says 100. Again, that means I'm talking about the hundreds, the whole number hundreds right here. There ain't nothing in the hundreds because there's no decimal point. There ain't no 500s. So that's gone. So now I'm left between H and J. Now for letter J, you can put an imaginary 0 back there, right there. And you can see that it's still 10 cents because the decimal point is right there. Letter H, look where the 1's at. It's way back here. That's in the hundreds. The 5 is not in the hundreds. The 5 is in the tenths. So be sure, don't let me trick you on this. That's why our answer is letter J. For question 5, it's going to read, which statement about the number 4,398 and 7,500 is not true? So again, this one is not true. This is Mr. Sneaky. So be careful with these kinds of questions that have the word not in there. So I need to circle this number here. And what I want to do is I want to see which of these digits match correctly here. So before I even look at my answer choices, I'm going to put this number in expanded form first. So it's 42,398 and 7,500. So if I put this in my place value chart, the 5 is in the hundreds place, the 7 is in the tenths place, the 8 is in the ones, 9 is in the tens, the 3 is in the hundreds, the 2 is in the thousands, and the 4 is in the 10,000s place. Okay? So let's see, letter A. The digit 2 has a value of 2 times 1,000. Well, look in the thousands place. That's what it's telling you right here. It's saying look at the thousands place. Do you have a 2 in the thousands place? Yes, I do. But remember, you're looking for the one that's not true. So I'm going to put a letter T next to A, but I'm looking for the liar. So that ain't it. Letter B. The digit 8 has a value of 8 times 1. So it's saying in the ones place, do you have an 8 in there? Yep, look, in the ones place I have an 8. That's true, but I'm looking for the liar, so I need to get rid of it. Letter C. The digit 5 has a value of, and look right here, it's decimal 1. You can put your 0 there behind it, and you can see that's talking about the tenths. Is there a 5 in the tenths? No, there's a 7 in there. So this one is false. That's a liar. That could be my answer because I'm looking for the one that's not true. Let me try letter D. The digit 3 has a value of 100. So find your hundreds place. There's the hundreds because there's no decimal point, and there's a 3 in there. This one is true. So my answer is letter C because I was looking for the one that's not true. Letter next to the number, and be sure you bubble it in correctly in there. So these are all the strategies, guys.